The earliest example of my power I can remember is when I was 3 years old. Sitting on the bench with my dad, we were staring out across the sea, watching the waves drift gently in the wind, just enjoying the moment I was on his lap, slowly falling asleep. When the setting sun seemed to twist and bend before my very eyes as it descended beneath the ocean's surface. Within moments, it had finished its transformation, taking the shape of a yellowish heart. Great bands of red suddenly pulsed across the sky, soaking through the clouds and stretching for miles and miles. I remember being awestruck at the silky smoothness of that color, and the way it drifted outwards was like waves washing against the shore. The next day, my dad proposed to my mother on what she always described as the happiest day of her life. These strange sunset visions would keep happening for years to come. Sometimes I would see a face materialize from behind a cloud, and soon it would appear in my day-to-day life. Other times I watched weather patterns mirrored in the sunlight, from snow to floods to tornadoes. Once or twice a year, I would even see entire scenarios play out in stunning detail, like a movie being projected onto the sky. It was a power that I had always treasured, but never shared, no matter how much I wanted to. Though I fear that time for sharing is over. Around a year ago, I was sat outside, waiting for the sun to set as I did every day. I live in the highest house of the practically rural countryside area, with once a mesmerizing view of the sunset. My mind was weary and aching for sleep that night, so I was half awake when I saw a sheet of pure black again begin to creep over the horizon. It slowly washed over the curvature of the sun and began to erode the sky little by little, like an ink spill across a piece of paper. I could only watch in darkness as it traveled and further upwards, desperately willing it to stop. Black is never a good omen, and that night I saw more blackness than any other of my previous visions combined. Since then, my sunset visions have ended, but the piercing blackness has remained. Instead of gradually fading away as I hoped it would, it only occupied more and more space as time goes on. Just a few months after my initial vision, the blackness occupied the entire quarter of the sky. In June, it was a fraction doubled. It was totally surreal, like half of the world was trapped in night, unable to break through to the morn. As suffocating as blackness grew, so did the turmoil of everyday life. I heard ever-increasing reports of war and conflict breaking out across the entire world. Riots, shootings, and terrorist plots were constant. Food became short, as did drinkable water, and the worldwide climate took a turn for the worst. Although these struggles affected the entire planet, no one but me could see the cause. The earth was choking under the poison sky. The beautiful visions I saw when the sun still shone were replaced with the forbidding nightmares that soared across the blackness. I only saw imagery of bombs, screaming children, ruined towns and cities with bodies piling up by the thousands. There were bones, fire, mutilated corpses, starving families. Each vision seemed to have more terrible than the last. Today was the day the blackness reached over the other side of the world. There were sirens blaring constantly. I hear people shouting where I have barricaded myself in my room. Occasionally there are gunshots, but that doesn't matter anymore, because a few minutes ago, a mushroom could appear on the horizon, and another, and now all I hear is screaming. To anyone who finds these scraps of paper at my skeleton long after the nukes have dropped, I'm sorry. Sorry that I haven't had the confidence to share my insight with the world. Sorry that I hoarded my visions instead of telling anybody what I knew was happening. Maybe if I hadn't been so greedy, the world wouldn't have suffered so much. I can feel the wind picking up through the broken windows. It won't be long now.
What's up, my pretties? It's the Lion Queen here. I want to appreciate you all for tuning into this video, and I do appreciate you guys supporting my video by giving this video likes and stuff. If you really enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe if you're new, ring the bell for notifications to when I upload so that way you guys will get updated for whenever I upload. If you want to follow me on Twitter or DeviantArt, Feel free to leave a follow on those if you are interested in following me on those socials. If you want to support my backup channel, known as Ms. Dark Shigo, feel free to subscribe to it, as a link to that will also be in the About page section. And with that being said, and that being the case, thank you so much for watching, my pretties, and as always, please stay pretty.